Hello, good evening. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Man, last week kind of flew. Been a week since we've done this. Welcome in, Justin. I also cannot wait to draft tonight. Too cool, rad. Hello, Dale, Rob, what's up? Crew, my guy, Noah. I was in a lobby with you earlier today and you made me angry because you kept drafting all the guys I wanted to draft. Like you took Nick Pivetta like 10 picks ahead of ADP, which is not unreasonable, but I thought I could get cute and not take him, and then you come back to me and they didn't. So I was angry. So I just need you to know that I'm mad about that. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man? Here we are. Happy Tuesday. Lovely, cold Tuesday evening. Supposed to get some snow here tomorrow. It doesn't happen very often here, so it's pretty funny when it does. Coming from a state in which it snowed a lot, and now living in a state that it does not snow very often. It's fun and amusing how it completely shuts down the entire world. So that'll be fun tomorrow. Noah trying to get your Pavetta up. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. We're going to see him keep rising. We will start off with just a kind of little exposure check-in. If you guys are curious where I'm at. I don't know if you care, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't review my exposures as much as I probably should. So I need to. What's up, sheep? Yes. Woo-woo. Climb aboard. Exposures look kind of the same as last time I did this, I think. I've been pretty clear on kind of my guys this year. Nick is at 23 Trout, 23% Trout. Like, step your game up. All right, 24.3%. Get out of my face. But that's actually not. I want more Trout. If that makes me sick in the head, then it's just going to be what it's going to be. I've been in on Woodruff the entire drafting season, but I feel like in the $5 contest, the base hit, I feel like he's on almost every single team in that tournament, and I might just keep doing it because it's a 20 max and just see what happens. But here's kind of the overall. Here's the pitchers. This one's fun. I am at 23% Spencer Strider, and I will not apologize for it. I know that he's going to probably most definitely miss at least a couple starts, but if I can't draft a staff around him that can survive like 2 or 3 weeks, then I'm trash. So that's just kind of how I'm viewing it. So I have been getting a lot more Strider in. This is across, so it's 107 teams. This is across all of the, the bunt. You can see, I don't have any filters tagged here. So dinger wise, I'll pull that up in just a second. Here's the infield. Brandon Lau, Carlos Correa, two of my favorite toward the end of the draft picks. Carlos Correa is still a 20th rounder, and that blows my mind. Like, I know his foot sucks, but I don't know. Just feels good. I still think Muncie's too cheap. Tristan Cassis opined on the situation going on in Boston today, and maybe just let that all get figured out, man. Let's not get too involved. But Josh Lowe, easily I say easily, but my highest owned outfielder right now. Fernando Tatis, 22%. He's my first round target. So I'm pretty even with the field on Jordan and Corbin Carroll, but I have been my own real estate in the 8th through 11th picks of drafts. Like, I just bought a house. We just closed. We're moving our stuff in. We live there now. Okay. So I've been drafting a lot of Tatis lately, but I am a little over the field on Jordan and Corbin Carroll as well. I'm trying the Nolan Jones thing this year, and we will see what happens. It feels better paying a 14th round price for him than it does a 3rd round from last year. So, and I actually have more Luis Robert than I thought I did. So that's kind of interesting. But these are just kind of the exposures across all contests. Let's look at the dingers real quick. Jesus Sanchez at 37%. I don't love that, but I mean, I feel like there's worse outfield clicks that late. Gallon, I love his innings eater. Crochet, I'm heavily on. So yeah, these are just kind of where I'm at across the board on a few guys. In case anybody's interested. Let's see. I have a lot of Schwarber in the dinger. That's actually really interesting. Oh, that's because, like I said, I own real estate in the, specifically like the 10th through 12th picks right now. See, 132 dinger drafts already. Dang, Justin, you are cruising. I've been kind of coasting a little bit because I want a little more news. Our guy EZ made a good point. Talking on the one of the Stacking Dingers shows recently. I think he said something to the effect of how he's kind of like gonna try to backload because he wants to have news available, and I think that's very, very, that's sharp. You want to show up to the season with healthy players. So getting closing line value is nice on guys who are gonna skyrocket. But like if Woodruff comes out and he's throwing like 95 and he looks amazing in spring, he's just his price is gonna go through the roof. There's others. So there's a good point about just showing up with healthy teams though. So I'm trying to wait a little bit more for some information to come out to feel better about that. Let's take a look at chat real quick. I don't want to miss you guys' comments here. So 28 more for Rob. Dang, you're almost done too. 33 total for Saints. Nick is at 23.7 Trout. I like that. Strider with 20 starts is what we need. Yeah, I mean, at least it should be more than 20. Well, I guess in this contest, you're right, because it doesn't go the whole season. Why so high on Trout? Okay, this is my position on Mike Trout is very simple. Okay, and I'm not suggesting that y'all do the same thing or think the same way, but with him specifically, I am ignoring injury risk. I am pretending like it doesn't exist. Okay. I'm asking myself a question. If the players in his range, okay, so, specifically we're talking like, Lawrence Butler and these floor heavy outfielders like Brian Reynolds and Michael Harris and Ian Happ, and then, Seiya Suzuki is kind of in that range, I think, too. He might be a little later. Regardless, if healthy, are any of those guys better than Mike Trout? Can any of them put up points as quickly as Mike Trout can? Now, yes, in a given week, I'm sure, Adolis Garcia can lose his mind or Lawrence Butler can go nuts, all right? But I'm just choosing to buy into the fact that Mike Trout is still Mike Trout and is still very, very good at hitting the baseball very, very hard. And I'm willing to accept the risk that he gets hurt because I am trying to win this contest. And if I can sneak, like even if he gets hurt, if I can sneak some Trout teams into the playoffs, and there's not many, I'm probably sitting pretty. Okay. So that is my position on Mike Trout. I am choosing to ignore the fact that he's probably at some point going to get hurt. Okay. But if he happens to be around for a large portion of the season, or more importantly, when it really matters in the best ball playoffs, I'm fine with maybe hurting my advance rate potentially to try to sneak through a team that's going to have one of the best hitters we've ever seen that will hopefully differentiate. So that is my spiel. That's where I'm at. So I know there's a lot of people who are definitely averse to the risk of him getting injured. I completely and totally understand that. I totally understand fading him because of injury. I really do. But That's just what I'm doing. Okay. Not necessarily saying y'all should do the same thing, but that's what I'm doing for better or for worse. All right. Nick's got minus 200 for me getting the 111 tonight. Buddy, that line is terrible. Actually, that line is great. I can't do math. It should be like minus 600. Ricky, what's up, man? What's up? Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it as always. Love you, brother. Rob's at 29.7% trout in the dinger, and he's got almost, so he's got what, 118? Is that right? Yeah, 118 done because he's only got 32 more, if I'm remembering right from earlier. So that's interesting. And Justin, the complete, I love this. We've got Rob at 29.7. And the very next message is Justin has basically zero trout. And I think that's kind of like what we're going to see is these people who are really, really heavy on him. And then people who are just like, nah, I'm good. Harris is why you don't have more trout. Okay. I'm still waiting to see the Harris thing actually happen, but there's worse picks in that range, I think. Cruz saying just sneak Trout and Acuna teams in and print money. Yeah, basically, that's kind of my thought process to a point. Thank you, Justin. Henny Penny, what's up, man? Thank you for popping in. Let me do a little investigating here real quick. Okay. So let's hold off on hopping in a lobby for a minute. Okay. Because there's a lobby that if I hop in only needs 3 more, and I don't want to do that to you guys if you want to hop in the lobby with me. So let's find something else to talk about. Let's go back to the exposures real quick and just, you guys can ask me kind of if you want to know, like my thoughts on why I'm so in on guys. I'll just kind of like run down the list here. Josh Young is in one of my favorite offenses, period. Like I love the Rangers offense this year. They're very affordable and they're pretty easy to stack together. Wrist things are always very scary. So I'm hoping that, and what's crazy is his brother has a wrist thing too, Jace in Detroit. But I'm really hoping that it's gotten sorted out and that he can kind of return to what he did in like 2023 before he got hurt the first time around. So Josh Lowe just banking on the breakout from him. Brandon Pfaadt, same. Tristan Cassis, same. Brandon Woodruff is criminally underpriced right now. And it's only because, I think for good reason, actually, because, he had a shoulder thing. But it looks like he's healthy so far. So we'll just kind of have to see, what his velocity looks like. I'm not going to put much stock in pitchers' velocities right now. I think once they really start getting into games and maybe get, a few innings under their belt, like if Woodruff is, 8 innings, 10 innings in the spring training and he's like at 91 miles an hour, I'm going to cry. But if his first start out, he's just out there like playing catch, like I'm not going to be too worried about that. Brandon Lau is going to crush my soul again. There's a theme with my highest exposures this year, it seems. And I'm really leaning into guys who I think are very good hitters when they're on the field. But the problem is they're not on the field that much. So, just look at my top 5 are like Young's been hurt with a wrist. Cassis swings so hard, it's like being in a car wreck. Max Muncy's fine. He just missed some time last year. Corey Seager seems to be always hurt. Brandon Lau's back is dead. Carlos Correa is missing a foot. Like Royce Lewis doesn't have legs. So it's kind of the same thing with the Mike Trout thing. It's like if these guys are in the lineup, if they can just stay on the freaking field, I feel confident that they can put up numbers in a hurry. Royce is the guy that I'm like, every time I click his name, I kind of wince a little bit because, you know, we haven't seen too much from him, but what we have seen has looked really, really good. Justin's got Sandy Alcantara as your top pitcher. Is that right? That's interesting. Jesus top outfield, yeah. Jesus Sanchez feels really good pretty late. Billy, I agree that it would be lovely if we could just like adjust the sliders. You know, if this is like MLB The Show, we could just like turn injuries off. That would be amazing. All three low teams are low or special. I don't like Nathaniel Lowe, but Josh Lowe and Brandon Lau are totally viable for me. I just realized I am so stupid. Oh my God. I haven't been sharing my screen this entire time. I've been talking about my players. Good grief. Not a professional, guys. I'm an amateur, just out here clicking on stuff. Sorry. All right. Anyway, I was talking about the infielders, so I was highlighting my. Oh boy. Take lessons from me if you're ever thinking about streaming. Like, don't do what I just did, where I'm like, "Hey, can you see my top 5?" And you can't see anything because I'm stupid. So here's my top 5 infielders that I was just talking about with people being hurt. Okay, there's the visual for you people who are watching. The audio listeners actually got a treat there, separate from you video people. And then here's the outfield list. Sorry, guys. So yeah, that's just kind of like how I've been drafting this year, honestly, is I've really been targeting these guys who I'm worried about them getting hurt, but when they're on the field, I feel pretty good about their ability to produce. All right, we're gonna do something fun here, okay? All right. So first off, okay, let's do this. I'm hopping in a lobby right now. Okay. We need 7 more people. When I went to test this, I hopped in a lobby just to see how many we needed. Okay. And it was already full. I was the last team. And would you believe, let's just go ahead and go to the draft. And let's just go ahead and see where old J Train wound up drafting in this draft. Well, would you look at that? The old 111, guys. It's my destiny. It's my destiny. I'm just going to pick from the 11 hole every time I stream. Now, this stream is, or this draft may not really be the one I pay as much attention to because I think you all got into this one. Hold on a second. So I'm going to do 2 at the same time. All right. And I got the 110. Oh my God, guys, that just threw my phone on the ground. I can't do this. Oh, it's all over. The 111 in one and the 110 in another. This is a nightmare. Okay, so this draft, we got Bjorn Maston in here. We got Noah, Sock Muffin. TK is in here. Moving average. I know that from somewhere. Schuster's in this one too. And then who's behind me? Morty and Nick. Nick is the 12. Yeah, you got the 7 in this one. All right, so I'm going to be doing some toggling here, guys. This is going to be, this may not go well, but I refuse to do the stream and have you guys try to join me and then not be able to fill up a room with you. So we're going to try to make this work, okay? Yeah, Nick, I feel like, didn't you get the 12 on the last stream too? Or the 10 or something? Like, you're just, man. Rob, sorry you missed both. Big Johnny Stud. Oh, yeah. Lageza, right? Yeah. Well, at least from the 111, I'm going to get Tatis, so that puts a smile on my face. Let's go over to this one. Hold on a second. I need to be able to toggle. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. And the one we're all in, let's go Tatis Mookie. And then in this one, I'm going to do Tatis in this one too. Okay. We got 2 Tatis teams. I'm going to try to toggle back and forth between drafts. I've never done this before, so bear with me while I figure this out. Okay, 3 picks away, so I need this one here. Okay. I know. All right. So this is this the right one? Nick, are you up? Yes. Okay. All right, we're good. I got it. Whew. So I got Tatis on both. One from the 10, one from the 11. See what Morty does on the way back. This is going to be an exercise in mental dexterity, trying to pull this off. I love pairing Tatis and Julio. In the other stream or the other draft, I did Julio with Betts. So let's check back in on that one. That's the Julio team. And then here's the other. So it's from the 11 hole. Yet again, I genuinely cannot believe that I got the 11 and then the 10. This is brutal. I have, I think I have like 1 share of Shohei Ohtani right now across like 110 drafts because I just can't get that 101. I might have 2 or 3. I don't know. I have to look. But anyway, yeah, Nick's just living in the 112. Well, look, if I have to suffer in the 111, man, somebody else has to suffer with me. So Henny's got 33%. Brian Wu. You know, you would think that like I would want to draft him, like, you know, for the brand because his name is Brian Wu and the Woo Woo J Train, right? That makes sense. I'm getting to him a little bit, but I'm not really in love. And I feel like he just kept almost getting hurt last year. And that was a bit concerning, a wee bit concerning. All right, we're about to come up here. So this is the Mookie Tatis team. Outfielders are flying off the board in this draft, which does not surprise me at all. Come on, boys. One of these guys just full autoing. I might do something crazy. True. Henny makes a good point. We're ignoring injuries like Trout and Acuna. Why not Wu? Because I don't think Wu can make as much of an impact as Trout and Acuna. That's literally the answer. And I want to diversify a pitcher too. So, you know, let's embrace fun. Nah, let's be boring. I'm trying to get more Riley Green in. I'm pretty excited about him. I'm on the clock on the other one. Let's see what we got. Tatis, J-Rod. Let's do James Wood on this one. Okay, still here. Don't want to do James Wood again. F it, I'm doing it. Mike Trout, I'm reaching. There we go. Oh, man of my word. All right, let's hop on over to the other. I hope this does not annoy the hell out of you guys hopping back and forth, but most of you are in this one, and I want to check in on it, focus on it mainly. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Since most of you are in this one, let's do this. Most of you are in this one. So I'm just going to focus on this board, and then I will just tell you what I'm doing in the other draft. That way you don't get like, you know, an epileptic seizure from me flipping back and forth and making my screen blink and would drive me crazy if I was watching. So just got Ellie, Churio, and Acuna. That's fun. That's very fun. All right, this team's got 3 outfielders: Tatis, J-Rod, and James Wood. Nick stole Mike Trout from me in this one. I'm just gonna go with Corey Seager. I just love his spike potential is crazy. Stacking dingers guys were talking about it a little bit when they did their they did a 2-part thing on infielders. So if you don't follow the Stacking Dingers guys, if you've never heard of them, you definitely need to go check out the Stacking Dingers channel. That's Dark Sheep, Baseball, Chris, B3ISBOL on X, Billy Jones, our guy Billy Jones. Love draft with that guy. At SportsViz BJ. They've had Nez on as a guest. They had EZ on for the infielder thing, but they were talking a little bit about Corey Seager, and I believe it was EZ. He was talking about his spike capabilities, his spike week capabilities, putting up points in a hurry, and that's stuff that we enjoy in this format. We want guys who can put up points very, very quickly. SP doesn't have much Riley Green, but that Savant page looks nice. Yes, it does. And I hadn't had much of him. I'm trying to get more of him. He excites me a little bit more than, some other guys in his range. I've just not really bought in on Michael Harris just yet. I had some concerns about Nemo. His foot's been kind of bugging him. He's a year older. Ian Happ is like reliable but boring. Same with Brian Reynolds. I don't 100% know that I trust the Lawrence Butler experience. This range is like, for me, it's Mike Trout banking on an Adolis Garcia bounce back, or trying to get Riley Green in. I'll get a few shares of Lawrence Butler, but I'm not going to try to break my neck to get him. Noah loves clicking Seager. That's a good thing because Noah made the final last year. Not only did he make the final, he had 4 teams in the final, which was way better than my 0. So if he likes Seager, then I like him even more. Let's do... I'm just going to load up outfield. Christian Yelich is too cheap. Way too cheap. So I like him a lot. Hopefully he's healthy. I really hope he's healthy. Riley Green, you like a lot also. Really good spot on the age curve. He already produced given his ADP. Yeah, and I mean, the Tigers offense should be fun. Just another year with Kerry Bonds. They added Gleyber Torres to the lineup. It's going to be a fun team to watch. I don't think that their offense is going to light the world on fire, but I think it'll be better than last year for sure. What's up, Brad? Thank you for hopping in, man. Appreciate it. Henny saying all oatmeal team wins the Dinger this year. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. The playoffs in this format are just so it's just so completely and totally random. I'm on the clock on my other draft. I'm going to draft Garrett Crochet. And in this one, I think I already know what I'm going to do. We'll see what Morty does. I'm on the clock in the other one again. Let's make this a Crochet Snell team on the other draft. And this guy, let's go Christian Walker. I really like Christian Walker in Houston. I had not clicked him very much until recently. He was just kind of falling in this range where there's pitchers that I like to start my staff off with. There's a couple outfielders like Colton Cowser I'm a big fan of. Trying to get to Junior Caminero before he goes absolutely insane in spring and his price skyrockets. So I hadn't been getting to much Christian Walker. I loved him. I think the last 2 years I was pretty heavily exposed to Christian Walker out in Arizona. But he's got the Crawford boxes now in Houston, which play really well for righty power. Should be a decent offense, minus that atrocious outfield that they have. Which, like, imagine your outfield being so bad that they're like, hey, Jose Altuve, 34-year-old or whatever. I have no idea how old Jose Altuve is. It feels like Altuve has been in the major leagues for 25 years. But like, he's working out in left field a little bit this year. It's bad offensively in the outfield in Houston. But I do really like Christian Walker in that lineup and in that stadium. So recapping the team real quick. We've got a 0-2-4 build so far from the 10 hole. Corey Seager and Christian Walker, the two infielders, and the outfield is Tatis, J-Rod, James Wood, and Christian Yelich. So I like how this team is unfolding. James Wood is really difficult for me to click this early. A low 30s ADP is a pretty tough pill for me to swallow for a guy going into his sophomore year, but I don't want to be at 0 on him because just should be fun. Should definitely be fun. Sorry, I forgot to pull up the board. I'm so bad at this. Pulling up the board thing. Where did Crochet go? 41. Wow, that's an early Crochet. Dang. I love him. He's one of my favorite. He's so perfect for this format because like the strikeouts, like strikeouts wise, he's basically left-handed Spencer Strider. Or maybe not to that degree necessarily. We've only seen it for 1 year, but that dude, he can rack up strikeouts in a hurry. All right, 2 picks away in both. This is going to be so tough. All right, 1 here. Let's go ahead and kick off the pitching staff with just going to take a nice, reliable arm in Framber Valdez. And then we'll see what comes back. I do like double tapping pitcher in this range. It almost feels like you can't possibly make a bad selection here. So I've been trying to diversify across these options. Okay. Got to make a pick of my other draft real quick. I'm going to go Bregman on this other team. Nick. A little early Strider action. I like it. Okay. 2-2-3. I just picked Dylan Cruz for the first time in my other draft. I got him at a 10-pick discount, so I figure, why not? Let's have some fun. If I'm going to draft from the same spot every frickin' time, I might as well switch it up a little bit, right? Not angry. Okay. We're just hitting the purple here, guys. Lopez, Valdez, King, Strider, DeGrom. Guessing Morty will break the streak. Yep. He went with Naylor. I'm just going to go ahead and take another picture here. I have the same concerns as a lot of people with the Dodgers going with a 6-man rotation. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto is extremely, extremely good at pitching. And I think that he has he might have the most upside start to start out of anyone in this normal range. So Nola, Lopez. I mean, it's a great range. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just buying into Yamamoto just like being that ace that they signed him to be. I'm pretty sure I did it the other day, so I'd have to check. I probably didn't. I probably thought about it and then, was a beta and didn't do it. But clicking Spencer Strider and Jacob deGrom back to back, like you just say those names and visions of watching those guys pitch, and you say to yourself, how are we allowing that to happen in the 7th and 8th round? Like if we get Strider back sooner than we think, if deGrom can throw 130, 140 innings, like definite wishful thinking because he's thrown like 6.5 innings a season for the last 4 years. Obviously being facetious, but like if you get healthy years out of those two, like that feels pretty good. Thoughts on Naylor versus Casas versus Vientos? You would think. I think Arizona kind of always had this because it's so hot. They always had this like it's a great ballpark to hit in, and it's not a bad ballpark to hit in. I don't think, but it's terrible for lefty home runs. I want to say it's last or second to last or something for park factor. So, I don't have zero Naylor, but I'm going to be pretty close to zero Naylor this year. I love Tristan Casas, just kind of banking on that breakout happening this year. And then I was drafting the crap out of Mark Vientos. I've backed off a little bit because I felt like I was getting a little too overexposed. But I'm probably I think I'm in the almost 30% range with Casas, and I think with Vientos I'm around 20-ish, and with Naylor I'm at like 2%. So that's where I'm at with those three. You will never see me click George Springer's name. You probably won't see me click Pete Crow Armstrong's. I have drafted Pete Crow Armstrong, but I'm probably not going to do it again. Let's go ahead and let's diversify a little bit in this range. I'm going to go, let's go Hunter Brown. And then see what comes back. Got a 3-2-4 build cooking right here. Framber Valdez, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Hunter Brown are the three pitchers. Seager and Christian Walker, the two infielders. And then the outfield is Tatis, J-Rod, James Wood, and Christian Yelich. All right. I got to make a pick of my other team, so bear with me while I think through that. It's got two pitchers. Getting a good discount on, I'm losing a start with Imanaga though. All right, let's do Peralta. Can I express to you guys how much I cannot stand the 2 regular season games before opening day that happen in Japan? Like, it's a cool concept, and I get why they're doing it. I want them to grow the game. Obviously, that's a good thing. But it seems so insane to me to have 2 regular season games before your opening day festivities even start. And we have to, it doesn't make that huge of a difference, but we have to factor that into our draft strategy because, Shota Imanaga is going to pitch, right? Yeah, he's starting the first game in Tokyo. So we're missing a start. Now, is that going to make that huge of a difference? Probably not in the long run, but you're not getting a start out of him in the first week of the season, probably, if I had to guess. So I don't know. Is Yamamoto too? Okay. I can't keep it straight. I thought I saw Yamamoto, wasn't it? Let's do Jordan Westberg. Let's get a breakout season from him. That would be lovely. I would love that very, very much. Nez 80 grade title tonight. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that one just, I don't know. That one just came to me. Now, I will tell you guys, I have a habit of drafting the cover boy for the stream. Don't worry. I will not be drafting the cover boy for this stream. But, I try to come up with these stupid puns with player names, and that one just came to me, and I was like, I think I got something here. So at some point, I'm going to run out, and it's going to be just normal. I'm drafting a dinger tonight. No. But as long as I can milk these stupid puns, I'm going to do so. It pains me. For those of you who don't know, I grew up a White Sox fan. It really pains me to see the state of that franchise right now, and the fact that there is legitimately only one player in the player pool that, in my opinion, is draftable is, I'm not going to say it's hilarious because it's like, it's sad and I die a little inside every time I think about it. But like, I mean, sorry, Nez, even the Pirates have like multiple offensive players that you could draft, right? At least two. We got Brian Reynolds and O'Neill Cruz. If you want to have some fun with McCutcheon, you can do that, or Pham. Like, okay, I wouldn't do it, but you can. And then they have pitchers, 4 of them that could be drafted. The White Sox have one player in the player field that you should be drafting, and that's Luis Robert Jr. Now, if you want to draft Andrew Vaughn or Andrew Benintendi, you can go ahead and do that and enjoy your 1,100 points with no spike weeks. You can do that. That's fine. But I will not be joining you in that quest. So, thoughts on Kerry Carpenter and Matt Wallner? I believe Kerry Carpenter hits righties harder than anyone else in baseball, or he's at the very top of the list. So I like that a lot. I like guys that hit the ball very hard, which is why, you know what? Is this, do I have Christian? Yeah, okay. This is a Christian Walker team. Let's go with some Isaac Paredes. Let's hit 35 home runs or 40 home runs at the Crawford boxes, shall we? Let's do that. Matt Wallner, it's not really Matt Wallner that concerns me. It's Rocco Baldelli and his managerial nonsense that he does. Like, I just, until I see consistent, like, here is the lineup, here's what we're doing in spring, and Matt Wallner is part of this lineup every single night, day, whatever. If I see that, I'll probably be more in on him. But like, I don't trust Rocco Baldelli to like play him every single day. And I don't want to draft a platoon guy at 139. Crew, yes. I'd rather scroll to Nolan Jones or Josh Lowe instead of Wallner myself. I agree with that completely. SB, I'd like to see Wallner or Larnach be first base instead of Ty France. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone would rather see any of those guys other than Ty France. Let's do Valdez, Yamamoto, Brown are the pitchers. I'm going to go Yandy Diaz. I want to fit him in more. Other team, I'm going to draft Royce Lewis. Did I auto over here? Oh, I autoed Bailey Ober in my other draft. That's all right. I don't mind that. Bailey Ober at 131 with a 119 ADP. I can stomach that. Yes, I would rather see Wallner or Larnach at first base instead of Ty France too. Something like we know what Ty France is. Okay, Ty France is Andrew Vaughn. So, and Andrew Vaughn is Ty France. If that does something for you, great. It does nothing for me. Okay, so we are 12 rounds in. Yes, on this draft. I hope that I'm doing okay with this, guys. I'm really trying to like focus on this one, but I don't want to push the plane on the other one. Even though I have position limits set in, like I don't want to burn a dinger entry just because I elected to do 2 at once here. So a 3-5-4 build, which is actually kind of weird for me at this point. Framber Valdez, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and Hunter Brown are the 3 pitchers. The infield is Seager, Christian Walker, Jordan Westberg, Isaac Paredes, and Yandy Diaz. And then the outfield is Tatis, J-Rod, James Wood, and Christian Yelich. I love starting off an outfield like this where I've got like 4 very, I don't know, very reliable. Like James Wood is really, to me, the only question mark here. I like having this kind of start with outfield because I can just wait forever to draft my last two. If I spend this much draft capital at outfield early, I'm only going to do a 6 outfielder team more often than not. What do you think of strong accumulators like Arise, Quan, and Prob Xavier Edwards? For me, this is just me. I'm not saying this is what you should do, but this is just me. I will be at 0 on every single one of those guys. Like, you can make a case to me with Stephen Kwan. Okay. He flashed a little bit of extra power in Cleveland last year. All right. Xavier Edwards wants to steal 60 bases this year. If he can pull that off, we can have a conversation. Real quick, I need to make a pick. I'm not like in love with Jung-Hoo Lee, but I like him a lot at 154 when he's going around the 130s. He could bat third this season. I'm probably going to wind up being like even with the field on him, if I had to guess, by the time it's all said and done. He's probably going to be an accumulator, if I had to guess, like in the same vein as the guys we were just talking about with Arias Kwan and Xavier Edwards. I know I just said with this team, I probably won't draft another outfielder for a while, but I figure, a decent discount on him. I'm willing to go ahead and just click that name right now. But this is absolutely a 6 outfield team. And crew, Lee is Quan to 50 picks chipper. I think that that's probably correct. Tyler Grab Quan at 102. Where is he going normally? I don't even know his ADP. Oh, dang. Yeah, you get a huge discount on him. I'm cool with that. I will not draft Luis Ariz. I won't do it. Unless I autoed. There's an outside shot that very, very early I stacked him for some reason. Lest you call me fraudulent. But yeah, I'm not going to click that name. Let's do Spencer Arrighetti. All right, let's check the other team. Good. I haven't auto drafted. We're having fun. We're having a good time. We're going to go Nolan Jones on this other team. Actually, yeah. Let's do it. Okay, let me pull up the board for you guys while I'm fiddling around on this other team. Yeah, 102 for Quan. I would I don't know. I might pull the trigger on that because you're never going to get him that low. Speaking of low, I could take him on this other team, but I'm going to take Max Muncy instead. I know you can't see it. Sorry, I'm just talking to talk. Yeah, same 0 Arias for me. He is. I know this is crazy, and it's like 85% how I feel deep in my soul. It's like 15% bit, but Luis Arias is borderline undraftable in this format for me. I'm not going to pull it up on stream because I got enough going on right now in my face to keep me, going crazy. But our guy Aiden on X, he's at Tist Onion Wings, TIST Onion Wings. He just set up a website called Sweating Dingers. So it's sweating-dingers.com. And if any of you are familiar with the NFL best ball database, what is that thing called? I can't think of it because I don't really do football because I'm terrible at it. But it's like baseball's version of that, where you can check on, right now, the data that's up there is every scoring week for every player. And if you look at Luis Arias's scores, there's one spike week where he had 100 and something points, which I'm sure he hit 14 doubles. And that's it, because you can't hit home runs. But if you look at his scoring, it makes sense why I wouldn't want to draft him. And hilariously, 2 streams ago, he went completely undrafted. I was so proud of us as a group. We really banded together. Let's go with Jesus Luzardo here. Let's see if the Phillies can fix him. That would be lovely. But yeah, if you look at that site and you see, there you go. Thank you, coolers. BBMDB is the NFL version. So sweating dingers is basically like the baseball version of that, is my understanding. So it's going to be great to be able to track in season, like if you want to. There'll be like live leaderboard updates and stuff you can check in on. I think that's the game plan. So again, that's Aiden at Tist Onion Wings, TIST Onion Wings. I believe that's the Twitter handle. Give that guy a follow. Let's support that website because I think it's going to be a really, really fun tool. People like me who like to check on my dinger teams every week, even though it completely, like, it couldn't matter less week to week. I just think it's fun. I don't know why. Other people probably think it's stupid, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people thinking I'm stupid. If I wasn't, I wouldn't do this. You know? Thoughts on Edmund and Will Smith prices? Hold up. Let me make this pick, and I'll pull that back up. I'm just going to go Woodruff here. I'm just going to keep buying in and pray for good health. Thoughts on Edmund and Will Smith prices? Feel like these guys are smashes. They'll get drafted in every daily contest going on in the lineup. Correct. My worry with Will Smith is he's a catcher, and Ohtani DHs a lot. So I'm a little worried about him losing at bats. There are definitely worse clicks in that range. I do have a good chunk of Will Smith, I believe. I checked my exposures, but I have another pick coming up in the other draft. Edmund just feels like a really cheap accumulator late. Like, why would I draft Luis Arraez at 157 when I can draft Tommy Edman at 195? I would be willing to place a bet. I don't know that you can do this, but I would be willing to place a bet that Tommy Edman for the entire season outscores Luis Arraez and has more spike weeks than Luis Arraez. Why would I draft Luis Arraez at 157 when I can draft Willie Castro in the 20th round? I mean, truly, that's actually my line of thinking, you know? So, oh shoot, I'm on the clock in the other draft. Hold on. Let's do Jonathan India. Sure, why not? I want a timeout. Okay, 2 picks away in the other one, then I'll come back. But yeah, Noah, that's where I'm at. Don't love Will Smith. I quite like Tommy Edman. I've stacked him with Max Muncy quite a bit. These Dodgers back stacks feel amazing. You know, if you can get Ohtani, 1 or 2 of Ohtani, Freeman, Mookie, Teoscar, however you want to mix and match them. That feels pretty good to add a back stack of, Edman, stuff like that. Be captain is free. It's his year. Hilariously, like, I just, for giggles, the reason I did this was because in a draft earlier this year, somebody drafted Jed Jerko, who's been retired for like multiple years, I'm pretty sure. Chris finally took the plunge and did the Arraez thing. All right. Let me make a pick real quick. I feel like this is a good spot for an outfielder. I'm worried about it, but let's see if Jordan Walker can recapture some of that top prospect magic. I didn't need an outfielder on this team. I got confused with which team I was on here, but you know what? Let's shut down outfielder on this team. We're done. But where I was going with that, I'm pretty sure Justin Upton is in the. Yeah, he is. Justin Upton's in the player pool. Unfortunately, Melvin, aka BJ, is not in the player pool, so you and I will not be tempted to draft him this year. We'll see what happens in the home league, though. Brandon Lau. Stack him with Yanni Diaz. Now let's pray for a healthy season. The Dodgers seem like such good clicks. When Muncy is in a lineup, he'll a top 3 round pick in dailies every time. Yep. He was hurt a little bit last year, and that's about it. He's not. When you look at his point totals, like 1380 in 2021 is really solid. 2022, 1060, not great. 23, 1291, not like lighting the world on fire, but this right here, this is why. This is why we draft Max Muncy. Okay? Because it seems, this is just anecdotally thinking, it seems like he will just completely and totally suck for 10 days. And then there'll be a week when he hits like 6 home runs. And that type of player archetype is exactly what we're looking for here. Our good friend John Legueza out here picking CES in the 18th round. That's interesting. I like that, actually. Nick, you have 50%. I have 50% Louis. I thought you were being serious because I didn't read the whole message, and I was about to have a heart attack. Yeah, I can't believe Arias is. That's really hard to say. Arias possessive. Arias is. That's too many. Zzz. I can't believe that he is around pick 150. I mean, that's just 160. Guys, I like to think we're single-handedly pulling his ADP down. We're doing great things in this stream. Fave 20th round infield picks. Top of the list is Carlos Correa. He should not be a 20th rounder. I've been getting to some Christian Encarnacion Strand lately. Let's get down there. Tyler Soderstrom. Seen a little chatter about him kind of like being one of those breakout guys. Oakland's going to be playing in Sacramento, where I hear it's very, very hot and very dry. Playing in a minor league ballpark. So the Oakland offense could be awesome. We don't know how that ballpark's going to play, but I'm willing to roll the dice on a guy like Soderstrom. Trevor Story in the 19th. Justin, you're crazy. He's actually going to stay healthy? It is, yeah. Sacramento, very, very hot, very, very dry. We're not drafting another outfielder. Let's do a pitcher. I'm going to go ahead and buy into Nestor Cortez in Milwaukee. Uh-oh, I'm on the clock in the other draft. What am I going to do? Josh Young? Sure. Dude, this is so hard. Are there streamers, like, especially in the football space, because I know there's like 3 streamers in the baseball space, but are there football streamers who, like, as part of their thing, do like multi-table drafting? Because this is horrible. This is so hard. Let's do new bar over here, and I'm on the clock where it matters. We need an infielder. Yainer Diaz is another guy that I really like, and you know what? He actually fits this team, right? Because I have Paredes and Christian Walker. Yainer Diaz is a catcher, but I think he's probably going to be in the lineup every day or almost every day. We'll see how often they're going to allow Yordan Alvarez to trudge around in the outfield. I guess probably not much. I ruined it. I ruined your life, Noah. Sorry. Yeah, I have quite a bit of Yainer Diaz, actually. But he had a good season last year, and I swear, every time I see Roto guys tweeting out like catcher rankings and stuff, he's always like second or third. It's like, was it Rutschman, Cal Raleigh, and Yainer Diaz tend to be like the 1, 2, 3, if my memory serves correctly. So I have, I normally don't like taking catchers in this format, but his playing time seems pretty safe. We're going to find out. Spring training gets rolling. But Noah, to answer your question, Yainer Diaz is up there. I'm going to try to get a little more Rhys Hoskins if I can. Christian Campbell, that situation just got thrown into chaos with the Red Sox signing Bregman and Devers being a baby and not wanting to DH. Christopher Morel, if we want to stack up Tampa Bay, I think there's worse picks than Morel. I talked about Soderstrom and Willie Castro. I talked about him earlier. Why would I draft Luis Arias when I can just draft Willie Castro? He's fine for Minnesota stacks, I guess. So, Nestor over Job. I'm curious to see what the Tigers will allow his workload to be. That's my concern with him. I don't know. And it feels like if they were to sign another starting pitcher, which I don't think they're going to, but like if they do, he's probably the odd man out. I don't know. I need to do more looking at Joe because I feel like I'm missing something there. And he said the baseboard is all right. Justin, yes, thank you. I got some of your guys. Yeah, we'll recap the teams here in a second, guys. I just want to wrap up the chat here. Football guys right now are just doing one at a time. I think someone wants to do 100 drafts in a day. Oh, that's psychotic. Oh, my brain would be dead. Gotta love Morty's team. We'll take a look. Rob loves Yainer. TK hates drafting infield early. I like getting 1 or 2 early. Nick can't believe he drafted the Dinger winner on camera. All right. The guy took a naked profile. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at the results. I'm going to pull this away real quick and try to get it to refresh. I was waiting on purpose because sometimes it doesn't want to refresh right away. This was the team, right? Yep. Okay. That other draft is still going, by the way. I still have, it's in the 18th. Wait, no, it's in the 19th round, so it's almost done. So I'll take a second to flip on over to that and make sure I get that one wrapped up. It's going to be a 776 too, guys. At least we're consistent, Staxander, and then I'm going to star some guys and then come back. Sorry. Okay. If all those guys get drafted, we'll let the auto do its thing. Okay. So let's recap my team first. At stage. Boom. All right. 776 build. I drafted from the 10 hole in this draft with you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Again, you guys could do anything. You'd be doing anything on a Tuesday night, and you chose to come in here and hang out for a bit. And I really appreciate that. I have a ton of fun doing this. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. But the reason it's fun is because you guys come in here and we chat it up and we hopefully have some laughs along the way. The show is called Off the Rails. I don't take it too seriously. This is fantasy baseball. We need to have fun. I hope you guys had fun. So if you could like the video on your way out, I'd appreciate it. If you haven't subbed to the channel, that'd be great to see that come through. Make sure to follow the Stacking Dingers guys. They are a great resource for all things best ball. And make sure to check out that Sweating Dingers website that Aiden put up, okay? So 776 from the 10 hole. The pitching staff, Framber Valdez, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Hunter Brown, Spencer Arrighetti. Nice little – I got a couple of pitching stacks on accident here. I got a 3-man Houston, which is so funny because the title of the stream is I've been intending to try more pitcher stacks, and I did it on accident here. It's like the thumbnail was speaking to me, Okay, Jesus Luzardo, and then the mini Milwaukee stack with Brandon Woodruff and Nestor Cortez. Infield, Corey Seager, Christian Walker, Jordan Westberg, Isaac Paredes, Yanni Diaz, Brandon Lau, and Yainer Diaz. Little Houston, a little Tampa Bay stack. And then outfield, Tatis, J-Rod, James Wood, Christian Yelich, Jung-Ho Lee, and Jordan Walker. I think I love this team, actually. It's not very often lately when I stream a draft and I'm like, this is a good team. Normally they're trash, but I think this one's pretty decent. I don't love the outfield necessarily, but I think this is a solid team. I think structurally it's built well. And I think like archetype wise, it's built well. It's just, definitely need one of Jung-Ho Lee or Jordan Walker to like actually be good to really feel good about this. So I like this team. I think it's fun. Let's see what our guy Bjorn has here. I know he checked into the chat. A 776 build from the 1. So let's see what he did here. Pitching staff, Freddie Peralta, Spencer Schwellenbach, Bailey Ober, Brandon Pfaadt, Nick Pivetta, Shane Baz, and Nick Martinez. Okay, getting a little weird with Nick Martinez. I like it. Infield, Jazz Chisholm, William Contreras, Junior Caminero, Adley Rutschman, Jackson Holiday, Tommy Edman, and Shea Langeliers. And then the outfield is Shohei Ohtani, Brent Rooker, Teoscar Hernandez, Cody Bellinger, Josh Lowe, and Garrett Mitchell. That outfield is insane. Absolutely insane. And I say that because I'm huge on Josh Lowe this year, and I'm huge on Garrett Mitchell, just as a late round flyer. Hopefully he can break out. This is a fun team. I've kind of avoided Schwellenbach. Like, I don't necessarily know that he's going to kill me if I fade him, so I'm just kind of out on him. So Schwellenbach, Baz, and Martinez are guys that I'm not really drafting. This is a fun team. Noah, what'd you do from the 2-hole? 776, Cole, Hunter Green, Luis Castillo, Kevin Gausman, Jack Flaherty, Taj Bradley, DJ Hers. Okay. Infield, Matt Olson, Jose Altuve, Vinik Pasquantino, Max Muncy, Jeremy Pena, Salvador Perez, Rhys Hoskins. And then the outfield is Judge, Langford, Reynolds, Steer, Friedel, and Jesus Sanchez. All right. I'm starting to see why you made 4 finals last year. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is a really good team. I haven't gotten into any Jeremy Pena, but he feels like a safe little floor play. So let's see who else is in here. Justin's in here. He was in both, actually. So you've been multi-tabling with me. 866 build. I like 866 builds. You got to do them right. And just from the ADPs, I think you might have pulled it off. McClanahan, Alcantara, Robbie Ray, Sean Manaea, Christopher Sanchez, Walker Buehler, Merrill Kelly, Max Scherzer are the pitching staff. Then the infield's Alonso Albies, Bregman, Tovar, McMahon, Story. I don't know about the Story thing, man. I'm worried about that. Outfield, you just stack with Duran, Ozuna, Nemo, Doyle, Tyler O'Neill, and JJ Bleday. I like 866 build, man. They are fun. They're awesome. Enjoy the soccer. Have a good one, man. Thanks for popping in. Love you. And then let's see. Who else we got in here? Oh, yeah, Nick from the 12-hole. The old 12-hole. 767. Strider, DeGrom, Glasnow. Boy, you are not afraid of pitcher injuries, my friend. Joe Ryan, Jared Jones, Reese Olson, Clay Holmes. And he asked a question about Clay Holmes. Somebody did. Yeah, I think Clay Holmes could turn SP. I think that's the game plan, right? I'm just worried about the number of innings to let him throw. Frankie Montas being out for at least 6 to 8 weeks, probably longer. I don't know if that affects his innings load at all necessarily, because like if they have a plan for him, the plan was going to be what it was going to be. But Clay Holmes' rotation spot, then obviously they make him a starter. It sounds like they will. Got a little more secure with that Montas injury. Infield is Jose Ramirez, Trey Turner, O'Neal Cruz, Royce Lewis, Alec Bohm, and Carlos Correa. And then the outfield is Schwarber, Trout, Ward, Kerry Bonds, Byron Buxton, Alec Burleson, and Lars Nootbaar. So the theme of your team is I don't care about injuries one single solitary bit. Half this team may be dead by May, but if they stay healthy, you got a thing going here. So, and Tyler's in here. Oh, there you are. I should have been able to put that together. So Tyler's in here at the 6-hole, 776. Nola, Webb, Barrios, Eflin, Hawk, Pepio, and Singer. Infield is Ellie, Machado, Simeon, Berger, Swanson, Tolia, and Bush. And outfield's Churio, Acuna, Happ, Quan, Armstrong, Pico Armstrong, and Evan Carter and his blown back. Yeah, this is an interesting team. The outfield is very, I feel like a very secure floor. You need Churio to really take a step forward this year with power, and Acuna needs to be that dude when he comes back. That's an interesting outfield group. Ellie's probably not a guy that I'm going to have much of, and I don't love it, but just structurally, I prefer taking outfielders. But if there's one guy who can just completely bury you in a 1 week sample, it's Ellie. This pitching staff is interesting. A lot of names that I'm just not really drafting. It doesn't mean that I'm right. But again, solid floor, I think, with this pitching staff. So what did Morty do? Somebody said something about his team. Wheeler, Reagan's King, Gallen, Rodriguez, Job, Severino, Betts, Naylor, Goldschmidt, Volpe, Young, and Horner, Jordan, MH3, Robert, Gurriel, Mullins, Conforto, and Anthony. Okay. All right. Interesting teams, guys. We'll see how it all shakes out. Knicks is the one I think is the most fun, just because, this could just all fall apart for our friend Nick completely. But if this whole team stays healthy, it's gonna be a problem. So, let me catch up on chat here. Condolences on the 10 11 picks. Yeah, I can't escape it. I can't, especially on stream. Rob drafted a great. Okay. That's just mean, Matthias. Noah, great hosting. Thank you. Appreciate it. Glad you had a good time. Hope you all had fun. Noah likes team 2. I love it. And Morty G drafted a great team, and you say that with no bias at play. Whoever this guy is, I bet he looks at this team and he thinks, I just drafted a team on a stream somewhere. That's all I got to say. And then Justin's been doing a lot of 866, hopefully the two start pitchers in the finals. I think that's a very viable strategy. But guys, thank you so much for hopping in. I will probably do another stream this week. I'm thinking Thursday. I might switch up the time. I might go just an hour later to see if if other people who otherwise would join might be able to make it. We'll see. We're not going to run another one. We'll do a two draft stream at some point, but we're not going to do that tonight. I am not drafting my solo shot with you people. Okay. I'm not hopping in a solo shot with a dude who had 4 entries in a final last year. And I know all of you, I know these names, and I don't want to draft a solo shot against you. Okay. So no, I'm not doing that. TK, I didn't even know you were in here. What'd you do? 767 with Wit? I don't want to. Oh, that's a fun infield, dude. Witt, Freeman, Harper, India, Lowe, Bryson Stott. That's a fun team. Okay. So yeah, we're not doing the solo shot together. Henny Penny, thank you for checking in. You know you weren't in the draft. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, like the video on your way out. Any feedback you have, comment. I hope you guys had a good time. I had a lot of fun with it. Probably do this on Thursday. That's kind of my loose game plan. Just going to make sure the schedule works out. So it'll either be at 7 Central or it'll be at 8 Central. So you can follow me on Twitter X at WooWooJTrain. That's where I throw out when I'm starting. But again, thank you guys for coming. My name is Jason, aka WooWooJTrain. This is Off the Rails, and we will see you on the next silly little stream. All right. Take care, guys.